decisive on most occasions around that off-stump area. Simon, he's been forced to play an unnatural hand. He's instinctively aggressive, but he's played a really good innings so far. He's been a bit lucky also, and on a surface like this, it's got to be that mix where you've got to be lucky and also make sure that you're determined and there's a batting plan for you to follow. Good bounce from the length.
So impressed with Simon. He's got that fearlessness that you want from someone new in his career. He trusts his game and he transfers that confidence onto his
चैनल को
batting partner.
सब्सक्राइब करें.
That patience been really good. If we just look back into the last test matches, and we've seen two Bangladesh, two against Sri Lanka. South Africa kept on getting off to fast starts. And it was because the opposition didn't really show much application, didn't lead well. They were playing some loose shots, pushing hard at deliveries well outside the off stump. Pakistan opening pair and over the zone. Done pretty well. There we go. The game was playing on the shot, just a fantastic delivery. A full in, nips away, takes the edge. And the drinks break has been the key because from there, South Africa have now picked up two. The outstanding line. And Simon, well, he tried extremely hard. His vision comes to an end. This was such a good delivery. He had to commit to that line. Not a lot of sideways movement, just enough to get the outside edge. Maybe the bat coming down at a crooked angle. Playing from the crease, playing with soft hands. Did most things right, but still that ball got the outside edge and he's gone. Gets 14, two down now, Pakistan for 4.
The wicket and inducing the edge. A perfect delivery from Dave Patterson. Bosch gets the captain. Now Patterson gets the other opener. Barbara is on for Kurangalam. New to the crease is Kamrangalam. New to the crease, and this is the ideal situation for South Africa. They struggled and toiled hard in that first hour. Pakistan kept them at bay. So often we see at Supersport Park, one wicket brings two. New in his test career, 100 against Zimbabwe. Then 100 against England. And that just shows you the class of this player. Under his belt.
Yes, and that's on debut against England. Batted so well, but this is round the wicket angle, and so you don't need a lot of sideways movement, just enough to commit the left-hander. I think the length as well, Ramesh, we've seen a lot of balls beat the outside edge, and they've probably been a foot or 2 feet too short. That one was fuller. Got it just perfect. You could do nothing. He actually just had to defend that line, and he held his line, and sometimes it's just too good a delivery. Took a feather of an edge. And South Africa will be very happy with what's happened after the drinks break.
40 for 2. Wicket maiden from Dave Patterson. Perfect response. Beautiful Kakisa Rabada. How hard did he work in the first hour? Bosch and Patterson getting the results from the hard work done up front. Encouraging start from both Shan Masood and Saim Ayub. They'll be disappointed because they're out there, they applied themselves well. They're both back in the pavilion now, and Barbara Azam, a big job to do.
Problem is that you're never in on a surface like this. So if this would have been subcontinent, 17 and 14 would have probably given you 117 and 114. but it demands a lot of effort, a lot of focus, a lot of concentration and discipline. And you've got to be lucky also. And suddenly, things are working for South Africa. And so you go through a lazy phase, and then you can make a comeback also on a surface like this.
The point is, they would have watched the drinks break thinking we've done a fantastic job. We've got ourselves through the first 14 overs, and then they come and just all of a sudden you can sometimes just take your foot off the concentration pedal and get a little bit loose. So you've got a good one. Some of you there's nothing you could have done about it, and there it goes down to your point of luck. So sometimes you have to just play and hopefully miss them. And there's nothing you could have done about that. All of a sudden, after a great start, Pakistan will be back under pressure. But man who's dealt with a few pressure situations this time, Babar Azam, I feel will be the key.
Yeah, you've got to be firm. Whatever you want to do out there as a batsman, you've got to be firm. Leading the ball or playing with soft hands. Yeah, this is what triggered a South African comeback. That little huddle. Such a good shot. First ball in the slot. Ball in there, he got a beauty. Round the stumps. Little bit of sideways movement, enough to get the outside edge.
Gripping stuff here in this opening encounter. Crowd really getting involved.
Bowling with some nice speed as well. He's into the mid-140s. That's good signs for South Africa. Just a little bit concerned. So sometimes on the first morning of a test match with the surface being new and the grass covering, the front foot can just slip a little bit on that point of delivery. So he's just making sure he kind of scuffs it up so it's nice and dry and more abrasive to allow the studs to grip.
'Good start from Corbin Bosch, getting it up into that mid-140s at the batter.
Good that he's not been advised a lot. Normally when you're playing your first test match, there's so many things being told to you, but he's off to a good start, and so he's doing what he does best. Pace, bounce, and his attitude has been good as well.
Overs gone, it's for 1 for 2.
I thought you hit the right lane. Wicket to get. First slip.
Pakistan have lost a 3 for 5. So resolute first hour with the bat. South Africa storms back. Sheffield, 16 matches, is averaging over 50s, 750s and 400s. So huge responsibility on his shoulders, especially in the early dismissal of Babar Azam.
Very good at rotation of strikes, South Shakil. Not a big striker of the ball, but he's a determined fellow. Your typical test match batsman.
Around the ground, how things will change so quickly. It's the kind of test match that moves along very quickly. Makes the way to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, they'll forgive Dane Patterson for this one. He's picked up 2 wickets. He's had a big impact. Once again, left-hander, right-hander combination. your first ball onto it. Just clips it away, this Shaquille, and he's off the mark with the boundary. Much like Bob Razin, who got a nice friendly one to start him off.
Let's not dwell on what happened next.
Got to be disappointed that it was a bit of a nothing shot by Barbara. I mean, he set such high standards for himself, and technically he's such a into a fantastic position, but just mentally on this occasion, it was one outside that off stump. Don't need to push it.
Suggested earlier it was more a one-day or a T20 kind of a shot where he tends to run the ball down through the slip cordon for a run. Got drawn into playing that one. A late reaction opened up as well, so it wasn't exactly a side-on movement from him. There you see that back leg pointing towards cover instead of point.
It was almost like he was still in one-day mode and then thought to himself, he's run it down, no don't, and try to take his bat out the way. And the South Africans won't mind. Good take that from Aidan Markham.
Oh, hello. Hammered straight past the bowler. And it will find the boundary for 4.
When he walked in, you said he's just a genuine test player, just looks to nudge it around, won't play any big shot.
That was a nudge. That was a nudge.
Seriously? It was a nudge? Tell us more, Ramis.
Yeah. You see, it wasn't really middle of the blade. But I think he probably has got a brief to go out there and be just a little bit more attacking.
Well, he's answered the call, certainly. 49 for 3, 1 ball to go. It was 18th over. How's that cavalier? What a way to bring up the 50 for Pakistan. 53 for 3.
Rami's right, Jay.
Another nudge.
He's had an unbelievable fly at this one. Yes, it was a delivery to go after, but the fact that he's looked to go up and over rather than through the covers gives us an impression. And someone told them that if you want to get into the Champions Trophy at home in Pakistan, you've got to play a quick test innings here for us.
And Shaquille in the top 10 in the ICC Test rankings, the men's batting. So we'll hope that Bavuma can continue where he left off in that series against Sri Lanka. Really brilliant with the bat. Curve series. Sal Shaquille.
Funny, at the start of the day's player, and South Africa wouldn't have tossed and decided to ball first, you would think South Africa would be thinking, if we can get them 60 for 3 at lunch, we've done our job. Then our drinks break, they would have been hoping, well, let's just get the breakthrough. Pakistan would have been chuffed, they would have been thinking, if we can just get 70 for 1 at lunch break, we've kind of done our job. So it's still kind of in the balance. But South Africa will be very happy with that little short spurt, 5 runs, 3 wickets. Then will be feeling much happier about winning the toss and deciding to have a go with the ball first.
Onto that quickly. He doesn't get all of it. Just the intent that's being shown out there after those quick wickets.
Yeah, you got to really make sure that you apply the batting mode here. What kind of an innings you want out of yourself? And I think South Shakil is quite happy putting the pressure back on the bowlers. 3 boundaries in his 14.
And he's striking at 280 strike rate. Africa convinced. So Shaquille, he's not. Here's Bosch got his second test victim.
For court, on-field decision is not out. Check both feet. Yeah, delivery. You can go front or replay. Yeah. Nice and slow. Close to the ground. Would like to see the outrage. Yes. Okay. There is a spike as the ball past the ground. I recommend you to change your decision. You need to change your decision to out on the screen.
Alex Wolf has still overturned his decision. Corbin Bosch's dream test debut continues. He's got his second wicket. Pakistan are 4 down.
Yeah, very unlike kind of a knock from South Shaquille. Normally takes a lot of time at the crease to build a test knock. Looked to be just a little bit rushed. 14 he got, and just a little too quick for his liking as well. Outrage confirming that it was off the glove. South Africans were absolutely dead on a review, and they got that in their favor. South Shakil's little knock comes to him. He got 14. Pakistan struggling now, 56 for goal.
They were convinced and immediately went up the South Africans. Look at the emotion. What a day this is for Corbin Bosch and his family. Goosebumps.
That's two. Centre. Two. Right hand over, 3 balls, move.
The experienced Mohammed Rizwan comes out with his team in trouble. He's got a big job to do here. South Africa are rampant. 1050s, 300s. You'll need all that experience to come to the fore. 4 for 20 is what Pakistan have lost after a good start in that first hour. Here's Bosch.
He must be walking on air at the moment. He's got the crowd, they're clapping and chanting for him. He's already picked up 2 test victims in his first 3 overs. That was just the pace and the balance that did for Syed Shakil. Got onto him quickly. You can see his bat is well behind with regards to where it was supposed to be at that moment of impact. And boy, oh boy, Corbin Bosch has hit the ground running here in this test arena. 2 quick wickets. And he must be wanting to pinch himself at this stage. The family's happy.
Spoke about how it will feel to come out here where his dad really made a name for himself out at Super Sport Park. What a moment to be able to come out here and make your test match debut.
Yeah, Tertius Bosch is his dad. He played in 1991, I think, 92 it was, against the West Indies. The first test match that South Africa played after admission. That's his mom on the left-hand side. Tertius, unfortunately, has passed away quite a while back. He got 3 test wickets. Corbin's already got himself 2.
Through the gap, edgy for 4. A successful over for Corbin Bosch and South Africa, 60 for 4.
Pakistan were doing so nicely, but they lost 4 for 20, which has really put them on the back foot now. Ghulam and Rizwan have now got to fight off half an hour before lunch. They've got to make sure, from Pakistan's perspective, they don't lose another wicket now, because if that happens, there'll be a lot of trouble this afternoon, I would imagine. So Ali going to come in next. We know he can bat, that's for sure. He said he can bowl as well. A bit of off spin. Just look at the last ball, the last over. Just tried to pull out that at the last minute, but got it away. And Rizwan for a 4. Get off the mark. Shot through the covers, that one. Got to just slap that for 4. That's a fine shot.
Yeah, it's definitely intense showing by Ghulam. He's not going to hang about with so aggressive he was in the one-day series. A little bit of width. I tell you what, as a bowler, you'll be smiling with this, because flashing outside off on a wicket that's moving, you're bringing the slips into play. But on top of the bounce, well executed.
We saw him in the one-day series. He's a naturally aggressive player. I know that Ramiz was making a few comments about the way they like to play. Didn't pick up a signal there. Certainly should have.
Yeah, easy one. Certainly bring a little conversation between the two batsmen. The ball scene, creating that nap off the wicket. It's so difficult to play. I will say Pakistan are doing a really good job. The first 15 overs and the last 4 or 5 overs, it's been all South Africa.
Yeah, totally. And that last situation where they didn't pick a single up where they could have, I mean, that's symptomatic of the way they've actually got to make sure they are nice and busy out in the middle in this situation.
Most certainly, easy. The thing is, when you're losing quick wickets, you need to keep the scoreboard ticking. Keep that intensity at the crease, build some sort of momentum as a batting unit, create the confidence in the change again for the next batters. I think what's been disappointing for Pakistan is just the manner in which they lost their wickets. It's not necessarily, it's been decent bowling, it's been a few good deliveries here and there, but there's been some really ill-disciplined shots.
Nice tight line that time from Patterson.
As we spoke about earlier in the game, the importance of batting up front is leading after off stump. It's one of the most dangerous areas to flirt with your bat. Front is leading after off stump. It's one of the most dangerous areas to flirt with your bat.
And that's what we're saying about the openers. They played so well, they held their line with the bats and didn't follow the ball. And yes, with it being slow movement, you would be tempted, but with those wickets that have fallen, you can see them almost following the ball.
So there's that time. I do think a prime example was the wicket of Babar Azam. We know how important Babar Azam is in Pakistan's lineup. Back in the test lineup for this, just look at the width of this.
Yeah, it's too wide. It's almost 7 or 8 stump. It just feels like, I'm not sure how you got dragged into it. It's so wide and the length is short. It's not a full delivery where eyes light up to whack it through the covers. He'd be very disappointed with that dismissal. And I mean, Shah Masood as well. He's one to touch fuller. But really not a threatening delivery to lose your wicket to.
Yeah, it was the first delivery that Bosch bowled. You're right, it was another loose shot.
South as well. One caught down the leg side.
Goodness me. And that has stunned a few players up there, I'd imagine. That has It's far from ideal in this situation. That's the end of the over. He's lucky. Rizwan is lucky. 65 for 4.
Well, I tell you what, Boxing Day test matches are doing something around the world, because we saw Ian Costas in Australia playing some shots in test cricket that you usually see in the white ball game, and this one from Mohammed Rizwan bouncing down the wicket. Look at that. Dane Patterson over his head. It's a shot that you don't often see this early in a test match. So definite intent shown from Pakistan.
Perfect channel from Bosch. Gordon actually played a similar shot in that one international, the Wanderers, and hit it straight up there and got out after playing so well in the previous game when he picked up player of the match. That was a crazy shot from Rizwan.
I think I saw Hashim Ahmed play that same shot in the test match, but he might have been on 298 at some stage. They're allowed to, but it's so early on in this match, and yes, with the ball moving around, you always want to move the game forward and you want to be aggressive, but you have to pick the right shot, the right ball at the right time.
20 minutes before lunch, so it's just far from ideal. Lots to talk about Corbin Bosch. This is the son of the late Tertius Bosch, father and son combination, playing test cricket. The third. There's another left shot, by the way. That is just a crazy situation. Captain in the white ball game, and he does that just before lunch on day one.
Hazy, I can only assume that it's part of a batting plan for the Pakistan team. It's not something you see often worldwide.
Top edge. That's gone safely. All the way for 6.
Very fortunate. It's going in the manner the Pakistan batsmen have been playing. Aggressive, fighting fire with fire against South African bowlers. He's a short delivery and he's giving it the full kitchen and sink. I mean, if you are going to play that shot, you got to go high.
And it's something that Corbin Bosch, I've been known him for quite a long time, almost all of his whole career. Something like that would really excite him. He's a guy that does enjoy bowling the short ball, doesn't enjoy being aggressive. But he has found a very good line and length full, and when he gets that short ball right.
Now that's gone over the top of stumps. Not by much. Not by much at all. There's plenty going on at the moment at Super Sport Park just before lunch.
Yeah, the Pakistani batsmen are walking on thin ice here. But there's two types of leaves. Ours is a good leave and a bad leave, and that we would say is a good leave, as long as it doesn't touch the timber. It's funny when you play a pull shot and goes over the batsman for 6, we say, what a shot, what's he doing?
Short and wide. He's got enough bat on that to take it away. For 4.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You've got to wait for the right ball at the right time. Short and wide from Bosch, and absolutely safe shot. Just get a bit of bat in it and let it fly over the slips. 143 k's an hour. And with that extra pace, you can see just getting a bit of bat on it and watch it fly to the boundary. There will be scoring opportunities in a wicket like this, because bowlers will tend to look for that magic delivery. They will look for wickets because they know the opportunity will be there. It's about being patient. And I'll hop on it, get bowlers into their 3rd, 4th, 5th spells, tie them down, and that's when you can capitalise. But when you are playing shots like this, you always wonder that chance might come sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they've got to fight hard for 15 minutes now, Pakistan. They've got to really knuckle down here because it's been a bit of a wild 10 minutes. Now we're saying that Tertius and mother and son appearing to play for South African Test cricket. The 3rd, by the way, with Sean and Peter Pollock, and also Stephen and Jimmy Cook. What a day. Corbin Bosch, 2 for 21 he's got, with his first delivery bowled. 21 overs gone, 75 for 4.
Yeah, Mohammed was finished the previous over from Dan Patterson with a big shot. What's Dan Patterson's reaction here? Ducking for cover. He saw the advance net. Oh, just a little bit of worry coming back at him. And that's exactly what he thought about that shot.
Yeah, there's a bit of a look back from Mohammed Rizwan towards Patterson as well. Sheepish look back. So Aliaga to come in next. Good average from him, Abdul Jamal, and then Nassim Shah. So drops away. Been a really good partnership, Pakistan. South Africa been outstanding since Pakistan started giving him a sniff for those soft dismissals.
Yeah, we mentioned patience with the batting. It has to be the same with the bowling. There is enough in this wicket. You can find that consistent line and length, which Dave Patterson is so well known for. The ball is nipping around. Overhead conditions are helping. Pitch is slow, but there is a little bit of movement. Have to be patient and force those batters to try and take the chances.
Just a single on that occasion.
You can just see Calverain on the stomach there. They're not using their feet yet, Pato. After that shot, you almost feel, as a batter has, you play a false shot, you almost go back into your shell a little bit and admonish yourself and say, that wasn't the best shot, let's get back to it. Or you say, well, that's the way I'm going to play and I carry on.
Well, it depends if that shot is in my game plan. But if it is in my game plan, then you can continue playing it. But if it's not, then you definitely back away. Certainly, that shot in the game plan of the Pakistani, down the wicket and he smashed it through the covers as Ghulam. He moves on to 20 of 17 deliveries, and it's the fighting fire with fire mentality that they've brought to the crease.
And the partnership now 24 of 18 with that little drive. That's a little bit of advancing from Ghulam. It's a pretty nice shot. I know the length that he's looking to bowl Patterson, he still will get a little bit of nibble out of this track. That's the danger when you go down and try and play that shot.
Yeah, the reason they're going down, I get the feeling is that they're not backing the defense, staying in the crease, facing somebody, bowling with this pace and this accuracy. Just like that. So looking for two and they get it comfortably. Because when you don't back your defense against the bowler, you try to manufacture something to take the bowler out of his plan A, which is hitting a good area. Well bowled for Dan Patterson. He hasn't changed his area. He's still hitting that spot stump and asking the good questions to Pakistan batters.
There's two reasons to go down the track to someone like Patterson. One is to try and upset his length, which is probably not going to work with Patterson because he's literally plugged in on that length throughout his entire career. The others are trying to negate any movement, but if it is doing anything significant, then if you're not quite at that pitch and your balance isn't ideal, then you do risk inviting those slips into play. On target straight away from Patterson, worked away.
Just in hindsight, having a look at the Pakistani batsmen using their feet, I do wonder if it's not an idea for them to continue using your feet, but not necessarily using your feet and just throwing your hands at the ball. You can use your feet, change the length that the ball is coming towards you. But you don't have to play an attacking shot. You can leave, you can play the ball and merit on what's the length coming to you when you've used your feet.
Short that time, nicely played by Rizwan. Good over for Pakistan, nice and positive, 84 for 4.
Here we go, Bashir.